Lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and transgenders make up the LGBT community. The term LGBT is sometimes used to refer to anyone who is non-heterosexual and non-cisgender, instead of excluding people who are lesbians, gays, bisexuals, or transgenders. Join us here to see the world of the LGBTs. Only here in our documentary, we will be focusing in a more specific place, the DLSU University.
Before we talk about the LGBT, what is a lesbian, what is gay, and what are bisexual and transgenders?
The definitions of lesbians,
Gays,
LGBT,
bisexuals.
okay, so that would be coming from sexual orientation, okay, because as you could see in our gender-bread person, okay, so when we talk about gender identity, okay, what happens, okay, in your brain, okay, or how would you identify yourself, okay, how would you classify yourself, okay, so orientation would be coming from, are you like this, this is like the polarity, okay, heterosexual, meaning this is what the society calls straight, okay, you biologically, you have, for example, a penis or a vagina, biologically you're a male or female, and you happen to like, as in romantically like someone from the opposite sex, and therefore you are heterosexual. Okay, the other pole would be the homosexuals. Okay, so that means biologically you are either male or female, and then you happen to romantically like someone coming from the same sex. Okay, and so from the side of homosexuals, okay, so they would be having different kinds. But again, these labels like LG, lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and transgenders, these are mere labels. Again, these are socially constructed labels. You may find that most of the time these labels are very limited. Okay, like when the word lesbian. Okay, of course, when we say lesbian, okay, these their sex is female, okay, and they romantically like females. Okay, gays, okay, gays, the word gay is constructed in US, okay, so, and being an American word or something that is concocted in America, okay, when they say gay, okay, it is a general term that would cover or include even the lesbians. Okay, and like in the Philippines, pag sinabi nating bakla, okay, it would just be males. Okay, and sometimes dressing up as a girl. Okay, because a lot of the scholars of the gender studies would be saying that in our Filipino vernacular, we do not have something that is equivalent to the word gay, as in male, your sex is male, and then you're romantically like another male. Okay, because our words like bading and bakla would actually fall under the word transgender. Okay, and then bisexual, of course, you can like both. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily, you don't have to have sexual experience. Okay, it just so happened that you like, okay, opposite sex or same sex. Okay, and then the last word, the transgenders. Okay, so the word transgender is an umbrella term. Okay, umbrella term meaning it's an all-encompassing term that would cover like cross-dressers, Okay, cross-dressers would talk about gender expression, not sexual orientation. Gender expression, how would you dress, how would you talk, how do you walk, okay? So it's possible that you have a cross-dressing male. When you say cross-dressing male, wearing feminine, you have your sex is male, but you're wearing feminine clothes, like you're wearing paldas, okay? But you can be straight. Like for example, who's this basketball player? Dennis Rodman. Okay, Dennis Rodman is male. Okay, he's also straight. Okay, but sometimes he wears skirts. Okay, so another term under transgender would be intersex. Okay, so intersex, the word, the layman's or the layperson's term for that one is quote unquote hermaphrodite. Okay, so a person could be having the biological characteristics of male and female. Okay, so like for example, Nancy Navalta. Okay, and what else aside from cross-dress? Androgynous. Okay, androgynous people are covered under transgender. Okay, so yeah, and androgynous people, they have feminine and masculine characteristics. Okay, and then of course transsexuals. Transsexuals, they identify themselves as biologically from the opposite sex. Okay, and then some of them would choose to have sex reassignment surgery or SRS. Okay, it's the layperson's term for sex, quote unquote, sex, was that sex transplant or sex change? Okay, but those words are politically incorrect. Okay, and what else? Okay, so yeah, so gender identity, expression, how would you express yourself when it comes to being feminine or masculine? Biological sex, of course, would refer to your genitalia, and sexual orientation would refer to your who do you like.
As a sociologist, how do you see LGBTs, especially LGBT students here in DLSU?
They are everywhere, basically. Although I'm not really aware of organizations that cater to them. I think I've heard of one, but I'm not sure what's the name. Unlike in other campuses where I went to, like for example, I used to teach in UP Los Baños, and I was a student in UP Diliman. The gays really are parading. They have this organization, they're pro-gay, and then there's another organization affiliated with an activist group. They're very vocal about their gender rights and political rights. Here in LaSalle, I don't see them really speaking out loud, but I know they're here, and I have students who are outed gays, self-confessed gays. So I think I can feel their presence in LaSalle, although not as organized compared to other universities.
Why do you think there are lesbians, gays, homosexuals, and tomboys in our society?
Actually, that question kind of runs through the whole gamut of explanations as to the causes of homosexuality. Of course, if you talk about biomedical theories, they will talk about genetics, that there are certain genes that cause homosexuality. But if you listen to cultural theories or sociological theories, they would talk about how growing up in a social environment, the child could have been socialized into homosexuality, like being exposed to adults, peers who promoted in a way homosexuality. So you have nature and then nurture explanations on that.
Why can't society accept them quickly?
You know, society really finds it difficult to accept people who are different from the norm. And the norm is heterosexuality. And there are only two sexes or two genders, that of being male and female, which is biologically determined. Now, if you are presented with an alternative gender, which is homosexuality, it is right up to this moment. Homosexuals are still considered minority, meaning there are very few of them compared to the rest of the population. So being the minority marginalizes them, and society is not very quick at accepting people who offer an alternative lifestyle.
What do you think should be done for the society to fully accept the members of the LGBT community?
I think just like what we noticed, the presence should be heightened. And they should be able to fight for the political rights and to protect them as well. Like, there are so many crimes that were committed simply because they thought that they have to bully homosexuals. So I think they have to strongly organize and bond themselves to make their presence felt. Because if you are weak, your strength will be in numbers.
Some LGBT students here in Nassau to know how they are treated by our fellow Nassauans and to know about their lives here in DLSU.
Are you open as being part of the LGBT community?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I'm really open. Like, ever since I came out, I've gotten a lot of acceptance with my family, my friends, and everyone around me, even the school. So when I came out, I felt the need to, like, when I met those who were in the closet who were discriminated, I felt the need to speak up for them. That's why I'm doing this. Like, that's why I'm really vocal about me being gay and being part of the LGBT community.
What kind of open?
So, like, you express yourself freely.
Yeah. Technically, I guess I'm free. I'm part of the LGBT, but not that group.
Okay.
Kasi diba there is a group for the LGBT itself.
Semi-open, I'd say. Because here in school, yes, I'm really, really open, but around family and stuff, no, I'm positive.
What changes did you experience after revealing yourself as a member of the LGBT community?
How do I put this? So sobrang free. It's because I had a hard time opening up when I was a kid. It was because my sister is also lesbian. She's 10 years older than I am. So nahirapan ako mag-come out kasi dapat ako yung only hope. Pero when I did, I mean, ang sarap ng feeling na everyone accepts me. Pero syempre, along the way, other people don't understand it pa rin.
Oh, actually, I was happier because before, I'm really feminine when I talk or when I move. So people would always, there was discrimination then. Then when I came out as being gay, they were more accepting. Parang, okay, now we understand. Kasi society has those stereotypes kasi na parang if you're feminine, you're supposed to be gay. Parang ganun. So when I came out, I was happier and I was more accepted.
In family, well, that was really, really harsh because my family's really, really holy. So, my cousins tolerated it, but then I still feel something negative. But you know, around schoolmates, batchmates, friends, of course they were totally supportive. They disregard the fact, even if let's say they're not really open to that. They just disregarded and pretend I wasn't.
Personally, I don't feel any change kasi growing up, siguro it's not a problem for me for being gay. Kasi I think people around me accept me naman for who I am.
Do you feel any discrimination within DLSU?
Within DLSU, now no, but then before, before kasi I used to have long hair and I used to dress up like a girl. So whenever I'd walk around, people would stare. And then, my biggest dilemma was which bathroom to take kasi syempre I was dressed like a girl eh. So parang if I go into the boys' bathroom, all of the boys will be like, diba? And that's when I go into the girls' bathroom naman, parang I'd get discriminated also. So parang I didn't know my place basically. And then when I cut my hair, when I decided to cut my hair and like dress like this na, which was by choice talaga, parang nawala siya. People were more accepting, which is sad because my friends who are transsexuals and who are cross-dressers, they still feel the need that they need to dress according to how society says so that they can feel accepted. But then, I don't know, that's why I'm an advocate for LGBT rights because for acceptance. So, but now, no.
So, no, because people don't really, not much people know.
Sobrang wala. Sobrang wala.
in here, I guess not that much kasi parang I don't see gays being bullied around here naman eh. Usually, di ba, people hang out with them pa nga. So I guess there's no problem naman for gay.
How do your friends or other students treat you here in LaSalle?
I don't know if you guys know Vanny Altomonte, but he's a best friend of mine in Zobel back in high school. So we had this, we had a joke before if we can carry over our reputation in Zobel in DLSU. And apparently, well, miraculously enough, Tapat was there to help me, like get to know more people, build my network in LaSalle, making it easier for me to meet new people and know me personally, not just because I'm a lesbian or what.
Actually, they told me na I'm fun to be with. So siguro as their entertainer, I guess. Kasi usually LGBT people are fun to hang with. Eh. They usually bring joy to someone.
They treat me as if they treat any other friend because they disregard the fact that, or they're totally supportive of me.
My friends are really accepting and they're really supportive because I'm always giving talks or speaking up for the LGBT community. So with that, other students respect me also. They because they know that I'm fighting for something, and ayun, they treat me with respect basically.
How do profs treat you when they find out that you're an LGBT?
I think wala naman siguro kasi in my class, siguro sa ibang prof, siguro mas natutuwa sila in terms of how you are in the classroom, how active you are to participate kaysa sa ibang students. Pero in other terms, wala naman, they treat you equally.
Before, it's so different talaga ever since I changed my look. When I cut my hair, when I dressed up like a guy, it changed talaga eh. But before, when I had long hair and I'd wear makeup, I'd wear clothes, they'd always say talaga, there was one prof who, I was there in the class and he was talking about how disgusting it was for people to cross-dress, and I was there. But then ever since I changed, ayun na, wala na. Given na, parang they're like, oh, okay, so how is it like? They're more understanding, which is sad because ayun na, how about those who like cross-dressing or transsexual? Well,
Oh, they don't know.
Okay, actually wala naman. It's just that there's just one prof who degraded me in a sense na kasi parang lahat sa class, tinitira niya. Then when it came to me, he told me that to go to some women-all school and learn nursing kasi madaming babae doon. I was just like, dude, not because I'm a lesbian. It's an ultimate understanding that all girls I like. I also have my standards. Also like other people, not... I mean, I like girls, but not all girls, diba? So I think that was the most discriminatory thing that happened to me when I was in LaSalle. Pero, in a nutshell, sobra. Wala, katropa ko, okay naman lahat.
How would you like to be seen or treated by your fellow students here in LaSalle?
Siguro for me, they should treat me, or not technically just me, pero all as equal. Kasi we're all doing what we want naman eh. As long as we're happy, tapos we're doing what we like to do, as long as we're not stepping on someone, diba? So, siguro yun, equality.
I'd like to be treated as myself. It's because I believe that your sexual orientation or your gender, for that matter, doesn't define who you are. It defines how people should treat you, because it's not just gender or sexual orientation that's supposed to make people treat you like positively or negatively. Rather, your personality is supposed to speak for yourself.
Actually, I've already achieved that. Other students, it's flattering when people have genders classes or when their topic is the LGBT community and they look for interviewees and they go to me. It's flattering kasi wow, I'm recognized for something that I'm fighting for. So, I think I'm happy with how they see me now. And yeah, with respect.
I've never asked that question. Wala, siguro as me lang. Kasi for the longest time, I don't look at people based on their gender, but I look at them as an individual. Kumbaga, dati you'll hear people say na, kaya ang babae pumapatol sa babae kasi mas nagkaintindihan sila. Guys, I have a girlfriend and oh my god, I still don't understand her. So it doesn't mean na forget babae, girl to girl, mas magkakaintindihan ka agad. That's why, for me, you look at people as individuals, not based on their gender. Because, truth be told, these people, this LGBT community, one of them can actually touch your life, diba? I mean, be open with it. Well, kanya-kanya naman yan eh. Kung feeling mo na, ayun, may homo, di ko na? Shit. Saan parang takot ka sa mga bakla, sa mga tomboy, ganyan. Kung homophobe ka, well, we can't take that against you, but the only thing we ask is for you guys to respect us, that's all.
When students reveal themselves as members of the LGBT community, it is inevitable to hear people's opinions. So, we've asked the Sallians and professors to find out what they think about the LGBT students here in Luzon.
What is your opinion about the LGBT community?
I think that the LGBT community, they're a part of our society now, unlike before that we're ashamed of them and they're not accepted in our society.
I think it doesn't matter if you're lesbian, gay, straight, bi, or transgender. If you want to be gay, so be it. If you want to be lesbian, straight, or bi, or transgender, it's also okay. I mean, it's your life. You can choose whatever you want if you're happy with it.
Well, I think, okay naman sila. As long as di naman sila mag-scandal or anything. And it's better if they contribute to the growth of the community, then it's fine. I mean, it's okay if they're there. As long as di naman sila nakaka-epal sa surroundings or sa buong community.
I find them graphically disturbing because of their disturbing acts.
I think they're nice and they should stand up for and fight for their cause.
For me, it's okay na may LGBT kasi is their choice naman eh.
Yeah.
So, hindi nila parang ganun na talaga sila. So hindi may iwasan.
I think that there shouldn't be any clear difference between straight, heterosexual students and LGBT students. They shouldn't be treated any differently, especially in a negative way, because there isn't anything negative about them that should tell them to be treated differently. I also think that when talking about LGBT students, we shouldn't limit ourselves to the stereotypes of LGBT students. And they should be kind of, I guess, respected in their decisions and the way they choose to live their lives and the people that they choose to be with. And yes, they should be given equality. They should be treated equally.
I don't really have an opinion. I think they're people, just like us. So we shouldn't really single them out or anything.
Basically, I have a neutral feeling towards gays and lesbians.
As a professor, what do you think about the LGBT students here?
For me, let me answer your question in general muna. So I don't have any discrimination against the LGBT community because I have family members, relatives who are gays and lesbians. So, not that I'm biased, I don't think negatively of them. But then, in the academe, medyo hindi naman nagbabago yung tingin ko sa kanila because it doesn't matter kung ano yung sexual preference mo for as long as you do behave well in class. And syempre, we are an academic institution, so expected na kahit ano namang gender yan eh. So, okay lang sila sa akin.
Actually, I've just met some, but for me it's fine, no problem. I mean, if it's what they want, who are we to judge, right?
We all believe that we cannot please everyone. No matter what we do, there will always be opinions about us, be it negative or positive. If so, What do Lasalians not like about LGBTs? What do they see in them that they think are likable?
What do you dislike or like about them?
I like how they're able to express themselves freely and, not care about others.
I think I dislike yung minsan medyo OA or obsessed. Parang ganun.
Well, opinion ko naman to, I just dislike na nagko-cross-dress sila or anything. Kasi nakakainis, diba? I mean, nakakainis tignan, sagwa tignan. And what I like about it is that based sa nakikita ko kasi I know people naman na gay. They're fun. They're actually funny and lively. Yun.
What I don't like about them is sometimes yung iba parang feeling nila mas babae pa sila ganun or ano.
Most of the gays and lesbians are fun to be with.
I like them for being confident regarding concerning their sexuality, and they respect or they acknowledge their limitations. However, I dislike those gays or lesbians who are not mindful of their limitations or boundaries concerning their actions or thoughts towards other people. Thank you.
About LGBT students, what do I like?
Characteristics.
Well, it's stereotypical, diba, to assume that they have certain characteristics. I mean, they're just like us. There are some friendly, some are mean, some are, some you want to be with, some you don't want to be with. I have gay friends, but yeah, they're just people.
It's hard to generalize because for me, like, a person who is lesbian or gay, it's like any other person. I mean, it's just, nothing really makes them different. The only thing that makes them different is that they like the person of the same sex. And for me, that doesn't mean that they should be, pointed out or kind of like ostracized because of that. I can't pinpoint them as a group of people, but I only see them as individuals. I mean, I understand that they're connected through something that oppresses them, and I think I don't agree with that. I think that's terrible. I think that they should be treated equally. But in that same way, if they are to be treated equally, then I can't kind of generalize and like bunch them up into one group. Like say I don't like how lesbians are like this, or I don't like how gay people are like that. I don't think that's giving them equality. So there's not much I can say about that.
I like it because it's something different. They're proud of who they are, of how they feel, and they can express it, and they're not ashamed to tell the people that they're gay, that they're lesbian, and we should all be happy for them.
Subject taught here in Asal specifically for the CNA students. Genders endeavors to explore issues concerning sex and gender in society, law, religion, arts, social science, media, etc., such as pornography, rape, prostitution, sex, sexual harassment, reproductive health, and many others.
What is genders all about?
Okay, so when you say genders, are you referring to genders as in the course code being offered? Okay, being offered in this university. Genders means Introduction to Gender Studies. Okay, so by nature it's a multidisciplinary course. So if you look at the syllabus the one that I gave you, okay, it has the name of the instructor is Miss Rosalia Domingo, right? So she's coming from this department, so it's possible that once you have genders in your curriculum, your professor won't be coming here, okay? Your professor could be also coming from other departments such as history, literature, so on and so forth. So that only means that the topics in genders, okay, it could be approached in different ways. Like for example, in our case, okay, we have this particular gender issues, for example, like rape, prostitution, LGBT, so on and so forth, we could approach them in a philosophical way. Do you get that? Okay, so yeah, so genders is an introduction to gender studies. Okay, so in this particular subject or course, we talked about issues related to sexuality, related to particularly human sexuality, related to gender. Okay, because part of the things that we teach to students is the difference, the main difference between the words sex and then gender. Sex being biological or physiological, and then gender being sociological or cultural. Okay, so as for the particular issues that we tackle, it says here that like pornography, rape, prostitution, okay, discrimination in all forms, because in gender studies we also discuss racial discrimination, okay, discrimination through because of social status, okay, and yeah, those kind of stuff.
As a professor of genders, what would you like your students to learn from you?
Oh, okay. So basically, I want my students to realize some important things about not just how human beings relate with each other, okay, but I also want them to know more things about themselves, because that's what I always tell my students during the first day. This is not just about other people, this is also about finding out things about yourself. Okay, most students of mine start with the knowledge that they think they are heterosexuals, okay, but they ended up asking themselves, am I really, okay, do I really belong in that particular label, or am I just being part of some social label that I am not comfortable with? Okay, so it's something, it's also for themselves, okay, so it's also for, and at the end of the term, our project, as you notice in our syllabus, is to have an advocacy, okay, so from the self towards being a very socially responsive individual when it comes to some gender issues.
How do you think it can help the LGBT students here in LaSalle?
Okay, so I also have students who would be very, very uncomfortable with how they are treated, okay, not only in this university but in the entire society. Okay, so thinking that as a Filipino being in the Philippines for the rest of their lives, okay, and when we talk about Philippines being a very Catholic nation, okay, they're saying that these forms of discriminations would be warranted or legitimized just because we are Catholic, okay, but I'd like I always tell them that that should not be the case, okay, so I'd like to assure them that if they are not hurting anyone, okay, they are free to express their gender, okay, and they could also serve as an inspiration to other people who like to come out, okay, and to end, of course, homophobia and patriarchy. Okay, so two basic terms that we discuss in gender studies are the word sex and then gender. Okay, so sex, when we say sex, it is something that is biological or physiological. Okay, by default, okay, doctors would assign persons who are just newly born, okay, whether they are male or female. Okay, so again, by default, it's just male or female. Okay, so what's the difference? It would be up to, of course, the genitalia. the hormones and the chromosomes. Okay, like for example, if you have a penis, then therefore you are a male. Okay, if you have a vagina, the complete set, you're female, including the hormones and then the chromosomes. Okay, but then again, gender this time is more complicated than that. Okay, why? Because gender is something that is socially constructed and then culturally constructed. So that means one society's standards of being a feminine or masculine would be different from the other societies or culture standards of being such. Okay, so again, for sex we have male, and then female. For gender we have masculine and then feminine. Okay, so for example, in the Philippines, standards for being macho would be like with the complete set of abs, right? And the color red. Okay, but for example, in other cultures, in Japan, in Korea, right? So when they say, wow, that he's so handsome, okay, you notice that the facial features of the guy seems to be a little bit feminine according to our standards. Their faces are soft, okay, they look more like girls according to our own tastes and standards.
Cross-dressing refers to the act of wearing clothing, commonly associated with the opposite sex within a particular society. Cross-dressing has been used for purposes of disguise, comfort, and as a literal trope in modern times and throughout history. It does not, however, necessarily indicate transgender identity. Luckily, we found an asylum who cross-dresses.
I started cross-dressing on my third term when I was in my first year, which was 2 years ago.
Why do you cross-dress?
I express myself more when I cross-dress. It's because I love fashion, and I kind of find women's fashion more eccentric, more bold and wide compared to men's fashion.
What do you feel when you cross-dress?
I feel like I have wings. I feel like I'm free. I feel like I'm trying to be someone that I want to be someone that I always wanted to be someone that I'm not tied up. I'm not in chains.
How do students and profs react when they see you cross-dressing?
Okay, this is funny, but a lot of people actually think I'm a girl. But they react like it's a normal thing. A lot of the profs actually encounter people that cross-dress, especially the transgendered ones. And then like, for me, the students react, some really violently, some even like make fun of me. But the thing is, a lot of people really accept cross-dressing.
Do you feel any discrimination in LaSalle?
Yeah, of course. There will never come a time that there will be no prejudice. But the thing is, prejudice will always be there, but it always can be lessened. So in LaSalle, a little bit some, but not all the time.
How do you feel about the students here in LaSalle who cross-dress?
Cross-dressers. So far, I have encountered mga two pa lang siguro. Gay sila. Wala akong masyado nakikita nagka-cross-dress na girls. How do I feel about them? First, syempre, shocked ka kasi you don't usually see students na nagka-cross-dress. Pero hindi naman siya yung extreme na naka-wig sila or something. Pero okay naman for me, for as long as hindi naman sila masyadong kakaiba manamit, like yung Lady Gaga-ish level na. Yung iba kasi nagsusuot sila ng mga cardigans for girls, masyadong pink. Okay lang, basta they behave well in class and professional pa rin tayo. And ayun, wala kang masyadong problema sa kanila eh. Ang mas importante sa akin yung performance sa class and then yung behavior nila sa class. So, ayun.
About that, I haven't seen any of them, but again, if it's what they want, it's fine with me. No problem. That's it.
Laws affecting lesbians gay, bisexual, and transgender people vary greatly by country or territory. Everything from legal recognition of same-sex marriage or other types of partnerships to the death penalty as punishment for same-sex, romantic, or sexual activity or identity.
LGBT rights are considered human rights and civil rights. LGBT rights law include but are not limited to the following: allowing of men who have sex with men to donate blood, government recognition of same-sex relationships, allowing of LGBT adoption, recognition of LGBT parenting, anti-bullying legislation and student non-discrimination laws to protect LGBT children and or students, immigration equality laws, anti-discrimination laws for employment and housing, hate crime laws, equal age of consent laws, equal access to assisted reproductive technology, access to sex reassignment surgery and hormone replacement therapy, legal recognition and accommodation of reassigned gender, and laws related to sexual orientation and military service.
DLSU has rules and regulations, therefore students also have their rights. But do LGBT students have rights too? To know the answer to this question, we asked Chairperson of College Government of Business, Kenny Yu.
How does the CGB see the LGBT students here in DLSU?
Well, honestly, as a CGB officer, right, we not me, we all treat everyone, we treat everyone equally talaga. So we don't see them, example, uy, bakla siya or something, we'll treat them wrong, kasi we'll treat them all equally. Kasi, yan, we're all in one university.
Okay. Does the CGB consider the LGBT students when they implement new rules in our university?
Of course we do. We don't just make rules for us lang, gets mo? Kasi we make rules for that's the point of having CGB, diba? College Government Business. Because when we implement rules, we consider everyone in the university, not only us lang.
What are the rights of the LGBT students in DLSU? Are they the same with the rights of other students?
Yeah, all the students have the same rights. It doesn't mean, example, yung walang bias. Example, he's gay or she's lesbian, iba yung rules or will look down to them. Everyone here is treated equally. So therefore, everyone has the same, parang same rules sila lahat.
When asked the same questions, Lay's 2016 Legislative Assembly Representative Patrick Alcatraz said, and quote,
"We do not have a final stand, but we fight for the rights and welfare, not just of a specific group of students, but for all students, regardless of age, sex, or social class." End of quote.
As mentioned before by some people we've interviewed, there is an organization here in LaSalle that caters to the LGBT community, the Queer Archers Alliance.
The Queer Archers Alliance is an organization for LGBT students here in LaSalle. It was founded in 2010 by Krisha Cortez. Its present president is Vanny Altomonte.
So the organization is called Queer Archers Alliance. The vision mission of the org, ever since I went in, ever since it was founded up until now, is to be a safe haven for the LGBT community, which is also why we aren't accredited in the CSO, because parang, the goal is just to be a safe haven. Parang if you're having trouble dealing with the community, you go to the org, and we're there to comfort you. What I want for the org now is to have an actual political agenda to support bills that are passed that caters to our rights, like the anti-discrimination bill, which was passed last year. So to be more than just a safe haven, which is what we are right now. So as of now, that's our only goal. But I want to have more goals, more specific goals. Here in LaSalle, we have taken steps towards accepting the LGBT community, but we still have a long way to go before achieving something like that.
Here in LaSalle, I learned to accept myself, learn to bloom, learn to understand what am I, and learn to understand my mission in life. And here in LaSalle, I also learned that being you is just being yourself and learning to appreciate it.
After almost one term of being here in LaSalle, well, it was a nice experience for first year college, but I'd like to see less biases against the LGBT community and less assumptions from the community.
So I feel liberated and I feel ecstatic because people here in LaSalle accept you for who you are, and as long as you're doing the right thing, I guess, just keep on doing that. So if you're LGBT or part of the LGBT, I guess na be proud of what you are and who you are. Kasi being different is what makes you stand out among the rest here in LaSalle.
As a lesbian of the DLSU community, I have so many things to be thankful for they have accepted who I am wholeheartedly, especially my org mates, my batch mates, and my block mates, and everyone else. And for all those people out there who's having a hard time coming out, time will come, and you know, they will just hit you like a brick. Finally, I've done it, and there's no regrets.
Here in LaSalle, everyone shows equality towards each other. No one is discriminated, bullied, or judged because of expressing who they are. Everyone here is accepted in LaSalle.
Here in LaSalle, we are taught to understand and respect each other despite our differences. We do not look at you as to what you are or where you came from. We value your goals in life, your actions, and how you are as a LaSalle.
Thank you for watching our documentary. We hope you learn a lot from us about the LGBT.
To those who are not open to the homosexuals, we hope that we help you in becoming more open to them and more accepting the changes in our society and our people.
Once again, I'm Maria Cristina Isabel Santiago.
I'm Angela Mitsino Sereno, and we are
Liberal Great Bold Thinkers.